Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Brandon with Believe in the Run.
And Brandon, what shoe are we talking about today?
The Mizuno Wave Sky 5.
5. And in case you're wondering, this isn't Robbie, this is Brandon.
No.
And it's a younger model. We gotta stay. This is Brandon version 1.
Less stash.
Yeah, but you'll grow with us. So let's get into it. You know, Mizuno is a shoe that I don't know that we haven't been putting a ton of miles in. Kind of fell out of favor with us anyway. I used to love the Hitagami, used to love some of the other shoes, the Sayonara, going back a ways. And then they kind of faded out for me and I didn't really feel like they innovated. This has some new technology in it and you're gonna tell us about it because you have been running it, you have been putting the miles in.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's go over the Wave Sky 5.
So we can actually start with the upper. For me, the first thing I always look for in every single shoe is the lockdown. Does it lock down? Does it lock down well? And it absolutely does. So I put the shoe on, went for a few runs, cornering, any sort of running I was doing, picking up the speed, slowing down, whatever it was, lockdown worked super well.
This doesn't look like it's a real breathable upper. I mean, I'm looking at it. This actually kind of reminds me of the Max Road 4 that we used to call like a Scandinavian sweater on your feet. This one doesn't look that breathable either. How is the breathability of this upper?
Super hot actually, and you can really tell that there's just a little bit of ventilation in the toe box, but other than that, it's just got a lot of material going on. And that's great if you're someone who wants all that cush, that padding, and it's super cold out and you want to keep your toes warm and
super cold out when you're running.
Then that's great.
So you're saying for Eskimos, this might be the choice for upper.
Yes.
How about the fit? Does it have a gusseted tongue? Because you know, here at Believe in the Run, we love a gusseted tongue.
It does have a gusseted tongue.
Nice.
So that is a big pro.
All right.
So it doesn't really slide around at all.
I'm looking at this collar. It's got a lot of padding. The heel counter has a lot of padding. Are we talking comfort? Did you get any heel lift? How'd the shoe work out as far as fit?
No heel lift, no hot spots in the back. I was actually very impressed with the heel counter. That was one of the areas where I was like, it just fits and it fits really, really well. So I had no issues there whatsoever. There's not even that much reinforced technology in the back. So for me, I was a little skeptical at first, but it seemed to work out really well.
So that's great. Now let's get down to kind of the new thing in Mizuno. We're replacing that big heavy plastic plate with some new technologies and new foams. So why don't you walk us through this midsole?
So the midsole is sort of where everything starts to come together, but also maybe not so much for me.
I mean, it looks like somewhat like a sandwich.
Yeah, so you've kind of got a few reinforced parts here going on, and you start with this wave upper.
So this is what replaces the plate. So it's a little firmer. It's got that wave that you're looking for. It's pretty dense.
It's actually, it's firm too, which is interesting because this doesn't feel like a firm shoe, but this piece here is very firm.
Well, I guess that's where the magic comes in with the new Enerzy's foam.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where you kind of get this guy right here, which is gonna have a little bit of padding, reinforced padding on each side.
I mean, feeling it, this is really gooey stuff. Like,
yeah.
this has it.
Yeah.
And we were just playing around
bounce.
and we were dropping stuff on it to see it bounce. The energy return on it is pretty super, and you can see how it fits in right into this part of the midsole right there. So you're getting that underfoot. So even though there's a little firmer, do you feel like you can feel that energy through there?
So what's interesting is when I was on my ride, the first impression I had was all cush. It's gonna be one of those shoes that maybe doesn't have a crazy toe off, but is great for those easy days. And it's all because of this right here. All this cush, all this Enerzy's core.
And then it's finished off with some more traditional EVA, which has a nice spongy feel. It has a nice feel to it, and loads of rubber on the outsole. So when you put this all together and you kind of see this is where Mizuno keeps that proprietary wave technology going through the shoe to give you that feeling. It doesn't have that plastic or TPU plate that we're used to from Mizuno, but it has that feeling coming through with the shoe. All added up, what do you think of the ride?
It was okay. It wasn't, you know, for me, I'm a little biased because I like a firm shoe, I like a narrow fit, and I like that quick, fast, poppy toe-off responsive feel. This shoe doesn't really provide that, and that's okay because for some people, you want to just take it easy. You want to give your feet a rest. You want to give your legs a rest. And this shoe does provide that. Now, I do remember my feet were just getting super hot in the shoe, but I think that's also because it was 90 degrees hot.
Yeah, I mean, right now, everything's going to feel hot.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hard to...
Quick question for you. You said you like a firm, fast shoe. Can you give me an example of a shoe that someone might know that you prefer?
This Saucony Endorphin Speed right now is probably my favorite shoe.
See, and I don't consider that firm.
Really? That's interesting. So I consider that a pretty firm shoe. Like, I loved like the Nike Streak back in the day. Like, that's sort of
a little
firm.
firmer.
That was like quick, pick it up, poppy off
the Streak was a favorite. All right, so wrapping it up, this shoe is a daily trainer. What's the price on it?
Price is $170.
Wow.
That is a big blowback for me personally.
That is, for a daily trainer, like I would probably put this in the same category as maybe Saucony Triumph. You know, some of the heavier daily trainers with lots of cush.
For a men's size 9, it is 10.9 ounces.
Whoa.
Or 309 grams. Which
so almost 11 ounces for a size 9?
Yeah.
That means in a size 10.5 or 10 like mine, we're way up there in the mid 11s. Now, not all the shoes. I'm finding there are some heavier shoes that I'm enjoying running in, but it has to have some redeeming qualities. This feels to me like a daily trainer-esque shoe that just happens to be heavy and expensive.
Well, what's great about it is it's super durable.
Ah.
Now, this is a shoe where I've only put, 20, 25 miles on it, and it basically seems like there's no wear on the outsole whatsoever, which is awesome. Which means it can really go the distance for you. If you're trying to really squeeze out the most out of that $170, this shoe will probably get you about 400 miles if, you really want it to.
All right, so that's it. The Mizuno Wave Sky 5. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit us up on Instagram. We're in Facebook, join our Strava group. There's the Drop podcast. There's Fuel for Your Soul podcast. Anywhere you want to be, Believe in the Run is there. Make sure you follow us and check it out. Also, if you have any questions about the Mizuno Wave Sky 5, hit us up in the comments below. Brandon will get back to you and answer those questions. So that's it. Boosh.
For one thing, that was the first thing I did. I slipped into my shoe. Let me start over here. The toe, there's not, okay.
It's interesting because now we're going to get to the soup and the nuts.
The nut.
No. Okay.